practice. So I'm going to mute you all just for now. So sometimes we get frustrated that our mind won't stop, you know, in this thinking. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's more of a settling of the mind that we want to think about. Because thoughts happen. That's what the brain is designed to do, is to think. And so it's becoming a witness to those thoughts and practicing settling the mind. So I'm just going to read a little bit here, again, from Mindfulness for Beginners with Jon Kabat-Zinn. Stabilizing and calibrating your instrument. Of course, as with any instrument, whether it is a radio, telescope, a spectrophotometer, I don't know if I'm saying that right, or a bathroom scale, you have to first calibrate it and stabilize the platform on which it sits so that you can get reliable readings. Some of the meditation practices that the Buddha taught serve to stabilize and calibrate the mind so that it can do the deep work of seeing into the actuality of what is being observed. Obviously, if you're trying to look at the moon, but you set up your telescope on a waterbed, it'd be hopeless even to find the moon. Never mind, keep it in view and study it carefully. Every time you shifted your posture even a little bit, you would lose the moon completely. We face a similar situation with our own mind. If we're going to use the mind to observe and befriend and ultimately understand itself, first we have to learn at least the rudiments of how to stabilize it enough so they can actually do the work of paying attention in a sustained and reliable way, and thus of becoming aware of what's going on beneath the surface of its own activities. Even our best efforts can easily be thwarted by all the ways in which we distract ourselves. Our attention is not very stable and is invariably carried off someplace else a good deal of the time, as you will experience for yourself with guided meditations. With ongoing practice, we at least become far more familiar with the mind's comings and goings over time in important ways. The mind learns how to stabilize itself, at least to a degree. Even a tiny bit of stability coupled with awareness, this is big, right? We have the stability and we have the awareness, is hugely important and transforming. So it is very important not to build some kind of ideal about your mind not wavering or being absolutely stable in order for you to be doing it right. That may happen in rare moments under particular circumstances, but for the most part, as we will see, it is in the nature of the mind to wave. Knowing that makes a huge difference in how we will approach the meditation practice. So just this reminder that the mind does wave, but the practice is to be fully aware and watching as it waves and bringing it back to your focus of concentration. And if you want to, you can even visualize the moon today as your practice. But I'll guide you in a grounding meditation that hopefully will help us practice that stabilizing. And then just notice when the mind wanders and notice what kinds of thoughts might come in. One practice is to name the thoughts. They could be worry, planning, memories. You can simply name them thinking if you like. And then just bring yourself back once you notice and settle into that stabilizing that we'll do at the beginning. Okay, so here we go. So I invite you to just close your eyes or gaze down at a spot on the ground with the soft, almost bedroom eyes. You can place your hands on your lap, or if you're holding your tea, just noticing the warmth of the mug. And let your breath be natural, as if it's like the tides coming in and out. Just allowing it to ebb and flow as it fills the body in the inhale and contracts with the exhale. and inviting some softening in the forehead, in the jaw, gently resting your tongue at the top of your mouth. Relaxing down the shoulders and the arms. See if you can imagine your organs relaxing, just settling into their spot inside your rib cage and your cavity. Softening the muscles in the thighs and the hamstrings. Perhaps any tension that you might be holding in the ankles or the feet. Just allowing all the muscles to soften as if draping over the structure of the bones. Just inviting in some heaviness in your seat. Just allowing the body to really land wherever you are. Perhaps you even imagine some roots growing out from your base, holding you steadily into the earth, into your seat. And then also imagining at the same time a slight lifting through the back of the neck and out through the head, creating some expansion in the spine. So with the inhale, there's a little bit of a lift, and with the exhale, we ground back into our seat. As we breathe in and we breathe out. With today's practice, we're really going to take a moment to visualize inside our own skull, looking at our gray matter, our brain, that big blob that sits in there. Maybe you notice all its neurons firing rapidly. There's a lot of energy in there. Or maybe it feels quite calm this morning. Just taking a moment to notice what's happening up there, however you tend to see it. Now, if you can let your imagination go here, just imagining like it's a little baby sleeping in a crib and it needs a little blanket. You rub its back and you invite it to take a nap. Just inviting the brain to sleep for a moment and take a nap. This is the thinking brain. And you're witnessing maybe your hand rubbing its back, putting it to sleep, giving it a break. And you're observing this from your witnessing mind. As you breathe in and you breathe out. If you do notice a thought arise as we move forward, maybe just imagine yourself rubbing the back of the thought as if it were the baby. Just saying, I see you, it's okay to rest, and allowing it to go back to sleep. And I invite you to bring your focus of attention, now that your brain might be a little more relaxed, just inside the forehead, as if it's a big white screen, maybe a movie theater type screen. It's blank, it's white, it's expansive. You're sitting in the theater just observing this blank space. You can stay right here and witness whatever arises. Or I invite you to imagine an object appearing on the screen. The moon, the flower, a religious symbol, spiritual symbol, an object from nature. And simply use this as your object of attention. Examining this item with close attention. Just seeing it as it is. You don't even need to name it. Simply watching its texture, its shape, what color it is. And staying with it as long as you can. If you notice you're distracted by a sound or a thought, again, just simply recognizing it, breathing into it, rubbing its back, and bringing yourself back to your screen, your object of attention. As you breathe in, you breathe out. Maybe something arises on your screen that wants to be seen for a moment. A visual, words, a thought. Allow yourself to just watch without becoming attached to what is arising or wanting to change it or fix it. Just simply observing it for a moment. Maybe allowing one inhale and exhale before you invite it to rest again. Continuing to be present for whatever arises as you breathe in and breathe out. No need to change or fix, simply being with what arises right here, right now. As we breathe in and we breathe out, adding an extra layer of curiosity, of wonder, of anticipation even, as we watch and observe the comings and goings, trying to maintain the stability in our focused attention on whatever object we have chosen, whether it's the blank screen or an object of nature, the moon. Just simply continuing to bring ourselves back as we are pulled in distraction. Stabilizing with the breath as we breathe in and breathe out. And wherever your focus of attention was, perhaps just thanking it for being your guide today, your spot to watch, whether it was the blank screen or an object, whether it was the breath, tuning back into the sensation of the body. Just bringing your present awareness more internally than this sort of looking outward that we were doing, even though it was internal. Just bringing yourself back to the attention of the breath and the inhale and the exhale, the weight of the seat, the lifting through the head. Noticing where the brain is. Has it woken back up? Is it still resting in stability and softness and stillness? These next few moments, just continuing to breathe in and breathe out with your attention on the body. Noticing if there's any held tension still in any parts of the body that you can breathe into. Noticing that at any moment you can choose to breathe in and breathe out and invite in this stability, this calm, this centered practice, even when the mind is working its magic, bringing in thoughts and ideas, creativity, and always knowing that you can create space around that with the breath, with a visualization, and moving into this place of witnessing and observing what is arising as an opportunity to practice and watch what wants to show up, what wants to be present for you as a guide, as a tool, as information, and simply to watch and witness without needing to change or fix it, but simply noticing how it lands in the body, in the breath, in your thoughts. It's an opportunity for practice. It's an opportunity to find stillness as we observe and continue to breathe in and breathe out.